this is a brilliant topic, and as I was researching it, I think I have learned a lot. So I hope to transfer it off. And the way I was thinking of doing it is 45 minutes speaking, and then speaking and working on it, and then 15 minutes for question answers. ठीक है राजेंद्र जी? Does that work?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect, cool. So habits and attitudes जो आपको आगे बढ़ने से रोकते हैं, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट इट. आपने बहुत बार सुना है, मैंने तो एटलीस्ट बहुत बार सुना है कि गेट आउट ऑफ योर वे, ना अपने रास्ते में खड़े हो यार, अपने रास्ते से हटो. और पहले तो मैं हाँ बोल देती थी कि हाँ मैं अपने रास्ते में खड़ी हूँ, एंड देन आई स्टार्टेड थिंकिंग यार मैं अपने रास्ते में कैसे खड़ी हूँ, कम ऑन, व्हाट डू यू मीन व्हेन यू से मैं अपने रास्ते में खड़ी हूँ. And I think what I realize slowly and steadily is I need to break free from what? From default habits, attitudes, and unconscious living. That is how मैं अपने रास्ते में खड़ी हूँ. When I as in any individual is in a default mode, where their attitudes and habits, right, are standing and they are not even aware of that, and they are unconsciously living. And Sham sir बहुत बार इसके ऊपर बात करते हैं. He says consciousness में आ जाओ यार. If you're unconsciously living, you will have default habits and attitudes, and they will exactly be like this cage that you can see. आपको दिखेगा नहीं, पर आप वहाँ हैं, right? That is how आप रास्ते में खड़े हो. So I'm going to bring forth a couple of unconscious default habits and attitudes जो मैंने खासकर entrepreneurs में देखी हैं. Right? I'm going to talk only about those things. I'm not going to talk about in general लोगों के साथ क्या होता है. I'm going to talk about this specific cohort. And the way I'm thinking of doing this is the following. क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि हर बार जब हम कुछ करते हैं तो हमें साथ में रिफ्लेक्शन करना चाहिए. इसलिए आपके पास पेपर पेन तो होगा ही, ILEADians हैं आप. I'm going to talk about 5 attitudes and habits. But as I talk about them, आपसे मैं क्या चाहती हूँ ये है, मैं चाहती हूँ कि आप हर एक हैबिट और एटीट्यूड की जब बात हो तो उसमें अपने आप को एक रेड, येलो या ग्रीन दें. रेड बोलता है अरे हाँ यार ये तो मैं हूं. यू कैनॉट हियर माई वॉइस. Okay, the rest of them can. विकास जी can.
Loud and clear.
ओके विकास जी एग्जिट करके एंट्री करो ना. यूजुअली लाइफ के बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स वहीं पे सॉल्व हो जाते हैं. एक बार ट्राई करो, ठीक है. येलो सेज ये मैं था पर मैं इस पे इम्प्रूव कर रहा हूँ, आई एम वर्किंग ऑन इट, राइट. एंड द ग्रीन सेज ना ना भाई ये मैं बिल्कुल नहीं हूँ, इट्स परफेक्ट. ओके, सो यू आर गोइंग टू डू अ रेड, येलो एंड ग्रीन. गिव मी अ थम्स अप इफ यू गॉट दिस, right? Perfect. I can see some virtual thumbs up and some. Okay, perfect, right? और जब आप अपने आप को स्कोर करेंगे तब एक चीज का ध्यान रखना है, बी एक्सट्रीमली रूथलेस, right? So make sure that you are very very honest with yourself. I know it's easy to say यार हाँ सबको येलो में दे देते हैं, हाँ क्योंकि मैं सब पे काम कर रहा हूँ. बट उसमें से भी आपको यही ऐसे सोचो कि आपको अगर 5 है तो उसमें से सिर्फ एक येलो में अलाउड है. इसका मतलब या तो आप उसको रेड में डालो या ग्रीन में डालो, राइट? ओके, सो लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड. Number 1, and I have not distinguished between habit and attitude, okay? I'm not saying ये habit क्या है, attitude क्या है. आप लोग सारे ILEADians हो, you distinguish it, you know the difference. One big habit attitude that is stopping you from success and stopping most people from success is staying in comfort zone. और ये हमने बहुत बार सुना है, right? And one way to look at this is ऐसे 2-3 कारनामे हैं जो लास्ट साल में किए हो, लास्ट 6 महीने में किए हो, जिसमें आप सक्सेस नहीं हुए हो. And that's the way to think of this, बिकॉज अगर ऐसी कुछ चीजें हैं जो आपने अटेम्प्ट की हैं और आप सक्सेसफुल नहीं हुए हो एंड दे वर बिग, that means you are, if there is nothing like this, that means you're in the comfort zone. So give yourself a red, yellow or green. Are you pushing yourself? Are you asking yourself uncomfortable questions? Are you putting yourself in uncomfortable places? Right? Successful people constantly step out of the comfort zone. This is one of the most important requirements of being successful. आप कितने भी सक्सेसफुल लोगों का इंटरव्यू ले लो, रीड अबाउट देम, you will come to one thing, that I did a lot of experiments. I stepped out of my comfort zone. Right? So number one, if you've rated yourself, I don't need to know your rating, but just put yes in the chat box. Do you have a red, green, yellow for staying in comfort zone? Nice. और फिर मैंने सोचा कि सिर्फ ये बताने से तो नहीं होगा, लेट्स ऑल्सो स्टार्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट इससे बाहर कैसे निकले. हाउ डू आई कॉन्शियसली, कंटिन्यूसली, कंसिस्टेंटली स्टे आउट ऑफ कंफर्ट जोन? ब्रिलियंट पीनल भाई, दैट इज सच अ पावरफुल एंड ऑनेस्ट, राइट? विदिशा says yellow. Vidisha, you are only allowed one yellow. ध्यान रखना. Okay? Yeah, there are lots of reds. Great. So people who stay out of their comfort zone do the following. Learn, inspire self continuously and mindfully. इसका मतलब they spend time saying, okay, I want to learn this. This is what I'm going to learn this year, this month. It is not about looking at videos of YouTube and saying, हाँ यार बहुत अच्छा learning मिला है. नहीं. It's about consciously saying, अच्छा, to be next, to be at the next level, this is the feedback I have received or this is the feedback I'm collecting. ये मैंने feedback अपने बारे में इकट्ठा किया है और इसमें से मैं इस एक चीज पे काम करूंगा, सिर्फ एक. But learning and inspiring self continuously and mindfully. And I'm using the word mindfully because ILEADians हो तो आप learn तो कर ही रहे हो, मुझे उसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है. But a lot of us are not learning what we need to learn. Not just skills, attitudes. मुझे अपने बारे में क्या सीखने की जरूरत है, मुझे अपने अंदर क्या शिफ्ट करने की जरूरत है. All of that will help you stay out of comfort zone. So अगर आपका ये साल का, ये फाइनेंशियल ईयर का गोल इन टर्म्स ऑफ लर्निंग नहीं डिसाइडेड है, तो टेक अ मिनट एंड राइट इट डाउन. यू कुड टेक एनी एरिया एंड से, अच्छा यार मुझे इस साल ना ये चीज सीखनी. इट कुड बी फाइनेंशियल मैनेजमेंट. It could be dealing with tough people. It could be taking tough decisions. It could be anything. Just pick one area that you want to learn, right? So that's one thing that you can do to continuously stay out of a comfort zone. Pick one area, follow it through, and you will see that you will not stay in comfort zone for very long. Number 2 on this is have the right sangat. अब ILEADians है तो मैं इनको क्या बताऊंगी, बिकॉज यू आर ऑल so strongly on sangat, but continuously keep uplifting your sangat. It is said, and there is, it is said that you are as good as the 5 or the 6 people you most often meet with, talk to, and spend your time with. And therefore reach out to diverse people. अपने जैसे नहीं, अपने से अलग लोगों से मिलें and get to know them, and that is have a great sangat, right? Okay, lovely. So I can see a lot of greens on the sangat. Number 3, keep experimenting, take risks. So let me ask all of you one question. कल क्या नया किया? अब बहुत सारे लोग सोच रहे हैं कल क्या नया किया, and lot of us don't do this. A lot of us don't do this. Can you experiment with one small experiment a day? It could be taking a different road. It could be eating something which you don't like. It could be meeting somebody you have never met before. Right? It could be just about anything, but keep experimenting. Take risks. क्योंकि हमको बहुत क्विकली उस दायरे में पहुंच जाते हैं हम लोग, वेर वी आर सेइंग हाँ ये तो समझ में आ गया इसलिए ये ठीक है, वह है. And I love Helen Keller's quote, and she said life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Right? So keep experimenting. दिन में एक बार जरूर पेट में बटरफ्लाईज होनी चाहिए. You remember that feeling? Right? एक ऐसी फीलिंग होती है ना कि अरे बाप रे क्या करेंगे कैसे करेंगे, वो दिन में एक बार जरूर आनी चाहिए. And that's keep experimenting and taking risks. Right? So Hardik ने लिखा I met my neighbor yesterday of a new factory plot. Absolutely. So keep experimenting. Heard jazz music. All of this is stay out of your comfort zone. Listen to something that you've never listened to and you're like ये नहीं सुन पाऊंगा मैं यार. Maybe that is important. So this is number 1. Number 2, neglecting spiritual upliftment. The more I spend time and work with people, मुझे इस चीज़ का बहुत एहसास होता है that a lot of us are not successful because we are neglecting spiritual upliftment. And I'm not talking about religion. मैं पूजा पाठ की बात नहीं कर रही हूँ. And the way to look at it is, do you feel connected to the superconscious? Do you feel guided and supported? क्या आपको कभी कभी या अक्सर ऐसा इंट्यूशन आता है and your intuition is bang on? Right? And please, again and again, I will say one thing. A lot of us will be part of, something like a, a movement in religion or a sector in religion, and therefore it's very easy to say, हाँ मैं तो super connected हूँ भैया. To me, spiritual upliftment is connection with self. And it is the deepest connection. So give yourself a red, green, yellow like you're already doing. Because spiritual upliftment is the only way you will shift perceptions. And once you shift perceptions, हम ये ILEAD में कर चुके हैं, we will shift actions and we will shift results. Beautiful Setu. He's saying support तो है पर trust कम आता है. We need more of that. And how do you stop neglecting, or how do you start working on spiritual upliftment? And देखिए ऐसा है, and again Sham sir says this a lot, कि we are trying to understand something that is beyond the mind through the mind. Right? So ऐसा भी ना हो कि ये सारी लिस्ट देखकर आप बोले हाँ हाँ ये मैं करता हूँ ये मैं करता हूँ ये मैं करता हूँ, सेट है. It's not about the action, it's about the intention, it's about what's beneath it. Right? So couple of ways that you can make sure that you are consciously working on spiritual upliftment is make meditation a regular practice. 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, does not matter. Every single day. मेडिटेशन पे इतना रिसर्च हो रहा है because one of the biggest needs of leaders in the future is going to be able to take good decisions, fast decisions in a very chaotic time. और क्या कोरोना ने हमें दिखा दिया, कुछ भी कंट्रोल में नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं समझ में आ रहा है. आज मार्केट जो है, कल क्या होगा, we have no clue, right? With that kind of a circumstances, it is becoming very, very difficult to stay centered and to be powerful. Yes, I will show the previous slide. Just give me a second. So make meditation a regular practice, because the more you meditate, the more you are able to be flexible. आप ये देखेंगे, flexibility is going to be the number one skill, or in the top 10 skills. तो प्लान बना और दूसरा प्लान आया, प्लान बना और दूसरा प्लान आया, प्लान बना और दूसरा प्लान आया, because the world outside is so crazy. And meditation allows you to switch very quickly without feeling bad, without feeling angry, frustrated, helpless. So make meditation a regular practice. And I mean 7 days a week. Unlike gym, which says, अच्छा एक दिन तो छुट्टी चाहिए. नहीं चाहिए. And I'm just going to go to the previous slide. Okay, I hope this is okay, and I'm just going to go forward. Okay, Shivam will take questions at the end. So isko ikattha kar lo. Just remember it. I will also try to remember it and come back to it. Again, I have seen very few people do it, and I cannot tell you how powerful this is. Spend time reflecting and journaling. And journal ये नहीं है कि मैंने आज क्या खाया, मैंने क्या किया, नहीं. रुकें, and it is just a 2-minute exercise or just a 5-minute exercise. Just stop, ask yourself, what do I feel great about today? What could I have done different today? What did I, stop myself from? Was there a perception that somebody else was able to see and I was not able to see? Most successful people, and I keep talking about this book, and I've talked about this book to ILEAD also. There's a book called Tools of the Titans. If you look at that book, it is a summary of a lot of interviews of very, very successful people from all walks of life. One thing that all successful people do consciously is reflect and journal. कुछ लोग सुबह करते हैं, कुछ लोग रात को करते हैं, कुछ लोग इंटेंशन जर्नल करते हैं, कुछ लोग एक्शंस जर्नल, but they journal. They reflect. ऐसा कहते हैं कि we learn from our experiences. Not true. We learn from reflecting on our experiences. जब कुछ अच्छा ना हो तो उसमें जब आप रिफ्लेक्ट करते हो, या जब कुछ अच्छा हो तो आप रिफ्लेक्ट करते हो, अरे यार इसके कैसा था ये, हाउ वाज दिस इंटरेस्टिंग. दैट इज द पावर ऑफ जर्नलिंग, right? And it is one sure short way of getting connected with yourself, and that is what is spiritual upliftment. And it's not an easy exercise to cultivate. Last one on spiritual. Practice mindfulness all day. Practice mindfulness all day. Just breathe. So keep watching your emotional landscape. Can you witness yourself? And if you can do that consciously every single minute, mindfulness of self also. It's almost like when you start practicing mindfulness all day, you will be able to see yourself on the top of the room and you will be able to observe yourself. And you're like, अच्छा देख, आपको गुस्सा आ रहा है? आप irritate हो रहे हो? And that is the place to come to. Can you practice mindfulness? So, right now, to just get started on mindfulness, every time you are not in the now, just breathe and come back. जैसे ही दिमाग दौड़ा वापस से आ जाओ. Whatever you're feeling emotionally, acknowledge your emotional landscape. You are saying you're getting angry, say I'm getting angry. I'm getting frustrated. You don't have to tell the world, you just have to tell yourself. You will be surprised that most human beings can only name 5 emotions. Actually, 3. And they're called glad, mad, sad. Jabki we have, I don't know how many emotions, in thousands, but we are not able to even identify that because we are not mindful of it. Right? And of course, meditation helps mindfulness, journaling helps mindfulness helps. So it is a circle. They speak to each other. But koi bhi ek chor pakdiye, it doesn't matter. But it is a known fact that if you're not going to evolve spiritually, a lot of what you have come to do, a lot of your dreams and desires are not going to get fulfilled. You are not going to feel more fulfilled and successful. So that's number 2. Let's go to number 3. और इस पे मैं बहुत बात करती हूँ और हमने शायद इस पे पहले बात की हुई है. So I'll go quickly on this. Poor morning and evening rituals. And the way to know whether they're poor rituals is, do you feel energetic the whole day? Do you feel focused the whole day? And do you feel productive the whole day? If that's a yes, 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 then you have great rituals. And these are not things that sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. No. जैसे एक दिन अगर आप रात का खाना स्किप कर रहे हैं तो आपको याद रहेगा यार मैंने रात का खाना नहीं खाया, पता है कल. So it is similar. Morning and evening rituals. And it could be just anything. And therefore, I am going to ask you to pick, if you do not have, pick 2 powerful morning rituals. And all the people who are saying green, give us 2 powerful morning rituals. Only 2. It could be the smallest and simplest thing. So I have a coach I'm working with who is a CEO of a big organization. And one of the rituals that we've started working on together is make your bed. That is what the person chose. He said, मैं सुबह उठकर अपना बिस्तर समेटूंगा. And I was like, why is that important to you? He said, that just वो समेटना, folding my sheet, putting everything away, is a powerful way for me to know that my day is going to be all right. Just now that I've got so used to it, I will do this in the morning. Right? Somebody drinks water, somebody eats, somebody goes for exercise, whatever it is for you. I can see a lot of things. People are saying meditation, cycling, making my bed, go to walk. And this is a very small list. अगर आप लोग सक्सेस प्लानर यूज कर रहे हैं तो सक्सेस प्लानर में कहीं पूरे रिचुअल्स दिए हुए हैं. जस्ट फ्लिप थ्रू पेजेस. एक आध इन्फोग्राफिक्स में देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ रिचुअल्स व्हिच आर लिस्टेड डाउन फॉर यू. पिक एनीथिंग. Right? A lot of people have a fantastic ritual and I find it fascinating is they start their day with an intention and they write their intention. today my intention is going to be, लिख लेते हैं उसको, right? Lot of people start their day with gratitude. So that's all. It does not have to be a lot of rituals. It can but anything that you pick up, please stay with it, because consistency will help push results. पहले 10 दिन में कुछ नहीं होगा, पहले महीने में कुछ नहीं होगा, शायद पहले साल में कुछ नहीं होगा. It depends. Can you stay on with it? Again, similarly, pick at least 2 powerful evening rituals. So अगर आप इमेजिन करें आपके पास एक सेट ऑफ बुक्स है, तो मॉर्निंग रिचुअल एंड इवनिंग रिचुअल आर एक्चुअली बुक एंड्स. आपके दिन को शुरू करते हैं और आपके दिन को क्लोज करते हैं. Because when you close a day well, you are able to open the next day well. That is the power of closing a day. So that's a great question, Malhar. Hold it. I will come back to it. And again, keep experimenting with ritual. हम लोग ऐसा क्या सोच, अब सेट हो गया, हाँ, I do this every morning. अरे भाई, also keep experimenting. One of the very powerful rituals in today's day, time and age is unplug. और बहुत सारे लोग बोलते हैं मेरा अलार्म क्लॉक मेरे फोन में. अरे प्लीज अलार्म क्लॉक खरीद लो यार. WhatsApp cannot be the first thing you see when you get up in the morning. So unplug. And also, while you're looking at building powerful rituals, also think of one ritual that you're already currently doing, which is not helpful. You could journal in the night. You could read something. A lot of people think, breathe. A lot of people meditate. And I have seen especially that people have morning rituals, but they do not have evening rituals. So if you're like that, start picking up. Or in fact, they have evening rituals which are actually detrimental. So यार इतना टीवी तो देखना ही है, टीवी के सामने सो जाना है. All of that is a poor evening ritual. Yeah, washing feet before sleep. Somebody has garam tea. People have a bath. A lot of people, at least one of my evening rituals is always to close my day. So I will like look at my day and like, अच्छा ये नहीं हुआ, ये नहीं हुआ, ये हो गया, ये हो गया, ये हो गया. And also very quickly look at my calendar for the next day. अच्छा ये बाकी है. Okay, this is what I need to do tomorrow. That just helps me sleep better. Right? So figure out what your morning and evening ritual is and what does not work. And it is a very small exercise. It just takes 1.5 minutes for me to know what is my tomorrow. But that is so powerful for me because then I sleep well. Because then I'm not worried कि अच्छा कल क्या होने वाला है. I know what is going to happen for tomorrow. My brain is prepared, or it's preparing while it's sleeping. So that is, and I hope you're picking up some rituals for yourself. I'll go to the next one. And I think this is huge. A lot of us do not invest in clarity. अगर सच बताऊं तो हम में से बहुत सारे लोग ऐसा एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि क्लैरिटी ऐसे आएगी. आ जाएगी. You have to invest in clarity. And it is an investment which is a long-term investment. Let me tell you that. बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग बोलते हैं यार अभी कब से मैं सोच रहा हूं पर आ ही नहीं रहा है. अच्छा, keep investing in clarity. And some of the questions that you can ask is, do you have a clear vision for yourself? Do you have stretch goals for month, year? Do you feel productive the whole day? But more importantly, clarity will show in your communication, in your action, in your focus. And I absolutely love some of his writings. Clarity is power. दुनिया में अब इंफॉर्मेशन और नॉलेज की कमी नहीं है. इनफैक्ट इतना ज्यादा है कि यू नीड क्यूरेटर्स टू टेल यू कि क्या पढ़ो और क्या ना पढ़ो, बिकॉज देयर सो मच टू रीड. At home, at least I have more than 20 books which I want to read. I have bought them. They are there in my library, but I have not reached there. I've not got to them. And there are another, I think, 100 in my wish list on the Amazon cart. So there is a lot of information. And therefore, clarity is power. And please invest in clarity. What does it mean? Keep refreshing your visions and your goals. हम में से बहुत लोग सोचते हैं अच्छा मैंने गोल बना लिया, मैंने विजन बना लिया, मेरा विजन बोर्ड बना हुआ है, उसको रिफ्रेश करते रहो. देखो अरे हाँ इसमें से ना शायद ये जच नहीं रहा अभी, या फिर ये, या फिर दिस आई वांट टू ऐड. ऑल ऑफ दैट इज the fact that you're thinking about it consciously. And therefore सक्सेस प्लानर में हर मंथ में एक छोटी टिप्पणी दी है कि भैया पहले पूरा साल देख लो, विजन देख लो, मिशन देख लो, पूरा देखो और फिर यहां पर आओ. बिकॉज a lot of us are, it's a tick the box कि हाँ ये कर लिया टिक. नहीं, keep refreshing your vision and your goals. Stay focused by planning every day. And clarity will evaporate when you have distractions and monkeys. और monkeys कौन है हम सब जानते हैं, right? So nothing I want to tell about that. But clarity will evaporate when you have distractions and monkeys. And distractions, WhatsApp is a monkey. LinkedIn is a monkey. Facebook, Insta, they're all monkeys. YouTube videos which start one after the other. 1, 2, 3. कहाँ क्या करने आए थे और क्या करके जा रहे हैं. So stay focused by planning your everyday. Planner खुला रखें. Keep it open in front of you. Keep working on it. Declutter your space. It is a very powerful way of increasing clarity. और एक छोटा सा एक्सपेरिमेंट करने के लिए कहने वाली हूं मैं आपको. जस्ट गो होम टुडे एंड थ्रो वन थिंग, एंड जस्ट stay in the office today and throw one thing. See what happens. You will be amazed. I don't know कब के पेपर्स हैं हमारे पास. एक दिन आएगा जब हम इसको पढ़ेंगे. I was talking to somebody and they said, I have an entire almirah full of opportunities that I need to work on. And my first question to them was, कितने साल हो गए ये इकट्ठा करते हुए? And he says, पता नहीं 10 साल से ऊपर सब मैं एक जगह इकट्ठा कर रहा हूँ. I said, brilliant, but ये 10 साल वाली तो गई, क्योंकि किसी और ने ले ली होगी ना. Right? So declutter your space at work and home because that helps increase clarity. Your mind can only think when it is clear. Otherwise, you will be distracted. You are like a monkey jumping from here to there. Nobody needs to give you a monkey. आप खुद monkey हैं तब. And declutter your mind. Write, write, write. मैं ये चाहता हूँ, मैं ये क्यों चाहता हूँ? इसमें मुझे क्या इंस्पायर करता है, क्या मोटिवेट करता है? Right? And it might be very very powerful if you can just block one day, and one day तो बहुत मुश्किल होगा. Okay, let 1 hour in a month where you'll say, I'm going to just sit and write. And EPAD, maybe we've done this exercise, and a lot of you have benefited from this. Go out, remember, go out, sit in a coffee shop, don't sit in your workplace, and write. That is investing in clarity. Take a topic and just write. Think of a dream and just write. But declutter both your physical space and your mental space. और देखिए, ऐसा है कि डीक्लटरिंग आपको पीरियोडिकली करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि कचरा तो आप हर मिनट इकट्ठा कर रहे हैं. And your mental space, actually you collect a lot of stuff without realizing. We pick up so many things and they stay with us, and then just imagine, every minute you are getting 1 gram. Okay, time check. Perfect. Fifth, a lot of us, and I'm talking to businessmen here, and businessmen and women, do not build and invest in a team. So do a red, green, yellow. And the one simple thing is, and this is the litmus test, can you stay away for a month without falling apart, everything falling apart? So I'll very quickly put this up, because then we have question and answers here. Delegate like crazy, delegate, not abdicate. I know delegation is tiring, but delegate, not abdicate. Hire slow, fire fast. Review consistently. And your job is not just to get work done, connect and align with your people. What do I mean by delegate like crazy? I will take that in question and answers. Learn to let go. Perfection is the enemy of excellence. So I don't know how many of you are in this rock and roll of perfection. If you're a person who needs to control everything, ऐसे ही होना चाहिए, ये ऐसा अच्छा दिखता है, have fun. And of course, when you are working with your team, remember, all eyes are watching you. So whatever you are going to consistently do, your team is going to catch on. Let people make mistakes. Let people make mistakes. आप भी mistakes करके ही सीखे हैं. Right? Okay, so I'm going to pause now, because the whole idea is to move from ये पिंजरा to conscious living and conscious success habits and attitudes. And that's the path of Unnati, or path of evolution. You came here to be a better version of yourself. And keep at it always, right? I'm just going to go to the last slide. Previous screen, yes. Previous screen. Okay. Great. Now let's take questions.
Leaders, if you have any questions, please raise your hand. So we'll ask one by one.
So, Rajiv ji.
Good morning. I will. First of all, thank you for a very intriguing, awesome session. And the only question I feel, which is, again and again, which crosses my head is, it is such a beautiful thing what you've explained us today. But the consistency is something which I struggle with. And I start doing it and I miss it. And again, I go back to my comfort zone, as you said. again I go back to the roadmap as explained by you, and again I fail. So this journey, I know it is a journey. I know it is a journey of evolving my own self, but it's just that I keep failing. So how do I scale up my consistency?
I keep not succeeding. Failing to allowed ही नहीं हम,
All
है
right,
ना?
I keep not succeeding. I stand
Yes.
corrected.
Yes, perfect. So Rajiv, देखिए ऐसा है, consistency is not just an issue with you. It's an issue with 99% of people. And I would say even 99.99%. But that does not make it okay, right? So I struggle with consistency. And the only mapdand that I have for myself is पहले मेरी गाड़ी and this is one of my favorite quotes for myself कि गाड़ी है तो पटरी पे से तो उतरेगी, रेलगाड़ी है पटरी पे से उतरेगी, मुद्दा ये है कि पटरी पे वापस कितनी जल्दी चढ़ा सकते हो. एंड राजीव जी, टू मी इफ अर्लियर आपकी गाड़ी पटरी पे चढ़ने में, वापस चढ़ने में 1 महीना लेती थी, 2 महीना लेती थी, 6 महीना लेती थी, कुछ लोग की तो साल लेती है, और अब अगर वो गाड़ी शायद कुछ घंटों में ऊपर चढ़ जाती है, कुछ दिनों में ऊपर चढ़ जाती है, दैट इज सक्सेस, दैट इज प्रोग्रेस, राइट? सो स्टार्ट मेजरिंग, आप वापस कितनी जल्दी आते हो, हाउ क्विकली डू यू कम बैक ऑन ट्रैक. डज दैट हेल्प यू?
Yeah. Okay, I will start logging it, that how fast did I come back.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because I remember my meditation practice when I started. मैं एक दिन करती थी, फिर 6 दिन गुल्ला, फिर एक दिन करती थी, फिर 6 दिन गुल्ला, right? And now I've come to a place where I don't waste 6 days to come back on track. I've started tracking myself. At the most, it's like 1 day.
And
Come
one
back in
more
a day.
thing, one
Yeah.
more thing, कि ये जो evening ritual or especially I will address to evening rituals. Morning ritual तो मेरी लाइफ में काफी हद तक आ गया है और मैंने उसको कार्यान्वित भी किया है, लेकिन ये जो इवनिंग रिचुअल है, इसके लिए नो कहने की जो कला है, that is something which I can't learn, and I feel that मेरे को बहुत डिफिकल्टी हो रही है ना कहने में. So how do I inculcate that, saying no?
That's a powerful question. And why am I saying powerful is that you've realized that evening ritual is connected to saying no. Right? So that's beautiful for you to realize. So first, congratulations on that realization. Yes, ना बोलना एक बहुत मुश्किल कार्य है. And therefore, the way I do it, especially for closing my day on time, is I put pressure on my morning. So next day, so for example, if I have to be here at 4:30 in the morning, right? Which means I have to get up at 4, for example, right? If I have to get up at 4, which means I have to sleep by a certain time. So I put pressure in my morning so that my mind knows that, you know what, Neeru, kal subah to ut. And I put pressure by putting something which I cannot cancel. Right? So I will put things like I will start exercising at 5 in the morning. And my trainer will be there. अब इतनी ईगो है कि मैं तो मना नहीं करूंगी ट्रेनर को, वो करे तो करे, पर मैं नहीं करूंगी, वो मेरा रूल है, राइट? तो 5 बजे तो उठना ही पड़ेगा, 5 बजे उठना ही पड़ेगा, तो इसका मतलब इतने बजे तो सोना ही पड़ेगा. सो आई ट्राई एंड पुश, एंड दैट हेल्प्स मी से नो, राइट? बिकॉज आई नो दैट यार ये सुबह उठना पड़ेगा, आई डोंट हैव द टाइम, आई डोंट हैव द, यू नो, एंड दैट्स हाउ आई पुश माई नो. एंड आई थिंक ऑल्सो another way to push your no is to kind of be very clear about your blocks, because and people will not like it, right? A lot of people who know me now know that I sleep off at 9 and I do not respond, and people don't like it. But one thing that I have consistently done is 9 बजे फोन रख देने का. उसके बाद दुनिया आग लग रही है, लगने तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Whoever, if there's something really crazy happening and somebody needs to get in touch with me, फोन बच जाएगा, वो तब की तब देखेंगे, पर अभी कुछ नहीं करना. So I think push your nose by this way, Rajiv ji.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Leader Shivam, you have some questions?
Yes. Shivam has said, how can watching videos on YouTube or scrolling LinkedIn for the desired purpose or to gain knowledge can be distraction? शिवम, ये है ना, ये हमारे ये आज की तारीख का जहर है, नॉलेज. इतना कुछ है ना, हम नॉलेज गेन कर रहे हैं भैया, किस पर्पस से, कितना टाइम करोगे? And I'll tell you what happens on, and I am thankfully not on Facebook and Instagram. और कभी कभी मैं लिंक्डइन पे पहुंच जाती हूँ तो मुझे समझ में नहीं आता 10 मिनट कहाँ जाते हैं, क्योंकि कोई कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट कर रहा है, कोई कुछ कर रहा है, किसी ने वीडियो डाला हुआ है. इट इज सच अ गुड टाइम पास मैन. सो it is not helping you. Please remember, it's not helping you. You don't have a desired purpose. Your desired purpose, if it is to make networks on LinkedIn, you will go figure out those people and go and talk to them. That's your desired purpose. But otherwise, knowledge is a trap. It's a complete trap. And YouTube videos are linked after one after the other. They are showing you what you want to see, what you like seeing. That is the algorithm. And you think you are in control. Nothing could be farther away from the truth. आप कंट्रोल में नहीं है जनाब. I hope that answers your question, Shivam.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, leader Mallar Dave. Your question, please.
Can I will, ma'am?
I can have it.
Thank you very much for wonderful session, ma'am. मैम, मैंने चैट में भी लिखा था, मेरा सवाल यही है कि कैसे मुझे पता चले कि कौन सा रिचुअल मेरे लिए सही है, कौन से रिचुअल मुझे कंटिन्यू करने चाहिए, कौन से डिसकंटिन्यू करने चाहिए. या मींस आज की बातों से ऑफ कोर्स सोशल मीडिया एडिक्शन, यस ऑफ कोर्स वी हैव टू मेक श्योर दैट वी गेट रीड ऑफ दैट. बट जैसे कुछ छोटे छोटे रिचुअल हम फॉलो करते भी हैं कि बेड अपना ठीक करना है या रात को पैर धो के सोना भी है, वो दोस थिंग्स. बट हाउ टू मेक गेट, हाउ डू आई नो कि कौन से बहुत पावरफुल रिचुअल है मेरे लिए?
That's a very interesting question. And the thing that works for me is, remember the ritual of reflecting and journaling? Right? You start asking this question in that reflection. कि what ritual is adding value to me? क्योंकि बहुत बार क्या होता है कि आदत पड़ जाती है, वो आदत फिर it stops adding value because your body is used to it, everything is used to it, and then it becomes a. So for example, a lot of people said, you know, पैर धो के सोता हूँ, and I was like, हाँ मैं भी सोती हूँ. It's like automatic now. It's no longer giving me power, but that's okay. That's something I want to hold on to. But what else do I want to hold on? So the latest ritual that I want to start experimenting with, and I have been experimenting with this, is take 10 deep breaths before sleeping. Right? Conscious 10 deep breaths before I sleep. So that's a ritual that I have kind of, you know, started saying, "Acha mujhe ye," and I want to experiment. So Malhar, you will never know. You have to keep experimenting. और जो पसंद है उसको रखते चले जाओ, जो ना पसंद है उसको छोड़ते चले जाओ. You might listen to somebody and say, अरे यार ये बड़ा interesting है, I want to try it out. Right? I tried a ritual of chamomile tea. किसी ने बोला यार बड़ा मजा आता है रात को सोने से पहले, इसलिए अच्छा ट्राई करते हैं. It didn't make any difference to me, so I dropped it. I was like, ठीक है, not important for me. किसी के लिए होगा, brilliant, मेरे लिए नहीं था. Does that help?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
I can have it.
Leader Sohan Monokot.
हाँ, Sohan.
I can have it, Neeru ma'am.
I can have it, Sohan sir.
वो delegate like crazy जो है, I would like to understand.
So delegate like crazy में you can only do 3 HVs in a day. Everything else delegate. And that is what I mean by delegate like crazy. जैसे ही आपके दिमाग में आता ना, यार ये नहीं दे सकता मैं, इसको जरूर दे सकते हो, ये मुझे ही करना पड़ेगा. And it's almost like saying तू ये कर, तू वो 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 कर, so that I can be free to do the 3 HV. Right? हमने प्लानर में 5 HV की जगह दी है. But research shows that you can only do 3 HVs a day. And true HVs, हाँ, मतलब वो नहीं जो हम फर्जी HVs बोलते हैं अपने आप को कि यार ये सब. So that's what I mean by delegate like crazy. Every morning one thing that I do is look at my list and say, who can do something else from this list? Start asking yourself this question. कौन कर सकता है इसमें से कुछ और? Right? I hope that helps, Sohan.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, got it. Thank you very much.
We'll take the last question from Leader Pankaj. I request the Leader Tulsi, Leader Ronak, Leader Vidisha, and Leader Hitesh to drop your message in the chat box. Yes, Leader Pankaj.
I will, madam.
I will, Pankaj.
Madam, could clarity declutter mind पे, declutter your mind.
तो क्योंकि माइंड एक ऐसी मशीन है जो कॉन्स्टेंटली चलती रहती है, राइट? इट गोज ऑन एंड ऑन एंड ऑन एंड ऑन. यू थिंक यू आर your mind is stopped when you are sleeping, but actually your mind is also working when you are sleeping, right? So because it's constantly working, it's constantly engaged, आप उसमें सामान इकट्ठा करते रहते हैं बट फेंकते नहीं. I have seen very few people who will look at a thought and just imagine करो कि एक विचार आया, आपने उसको बाहर लिया और उसको बोला हाँ ये काम का नहीं, फेंकता हूँ मैं आज से. ऐसा बहुत कम लोग करते हैं, right? And therefore consciously declutter your thoughts. So for example, मैं बोल रही हूँ कि पंकज, यार पंकज है ना यार बात नहीं सुनता है, राइट? मैंने विचार आया, उसको देखें, एग्जामिन करें और उसको बोले यार पंकज आज से नहीं सोचेंगे इसके बारे में, खत्म हो गया. And that is decluttering. So, और ये तो बहुत छोटी चीज ली है मैंने, but we hold on to big things, right? मेरे साथ हमेशा ऐसा होता है. All of these thoughts keep cluttering your head and they're constantly, आपके दिमाग में ना एक पीछे है ना एक इलेक्ट्रॉनिक बस चलती है, आप नोटिस करोगे ना तो you will be able to hear it. And I have to tell myself, Neeru, stop. Literally I have to stop. Sometimes I like this, Neeru, stop. कितना चल रहा है पीछे, 1 मिनट भैया, 1 मिनट. That is decluttering. Does that help, Pankaj?
बिल्कुल, काफी थॉट्स आते हैं, उनको रिमूव करने के लिए काफी हेल्पफुल होगा ये. थैंक यू मैडम. थैंक यू.
Just put it out.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Rajendra ji. And I'm sorry, please, it's okay.
No,
I can copy the chat or somebody can copy the chat and send to me and I can try and respond to those questions and send them back to you. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you very much on the behalf of ILEAD community, on behalf of the ILEAD chapter, for your time and talking to us and given a very useful 5 attitudes and habits. Thank you very much once again.